Hello once again. Welcome to the Jessica Brahma channel. I'm delighted that you're here today, and we're going to share very interesting news. Very interesting news coming out of Nigeria. I know people are going through a lot. People are suffering. People are hungry. The money is scarce. The little money you're able to get, you use your money to buy it. And, we've never had it like this before. But it takes something unusual for us to have that unusual breakthrough that we want. It takes something unusual. This has never happened in the history of Nigeria, that money is scarce during elections. You're not able to get your money, and the little money you have in the bank, you have to pay money to get it, and the money is so scarce. It's never happened, but maybe this is what needs to happen. You know that thing they say, that it's only a madman that expects to do something the same way all the time and expect a result, a change of results. If you do something the same way all the time, you will produce the same result all the time. Now, for once, we're doing it differently. There are a lot of reasons, a lot of explanations going on. But when I came about this particular story, a friend of mine sent me this story from the Gistlover blog. Gistlover is a guy that he has all the scoops about goings on in Nigeria. A lot of bloggers depend on him for news, especially all those sex scandals about this pastor sleeping with this Nollywood actress and all that. That's probably one of the reasons I'm not his fan, because I feel there are more serious issues in town, not about sex scandals and all that. So I don't usually go to Gistlover blog. But when my friend sent me this bombshell, earth-shaking allegations, I just thought I need to share this with my viewers and my subscribers. It's something out of the ordinary. This is earthquaking. This news is earthquaking. But before I continue, please, may I remind you that if you haven't subscribed to my channel, maybe you're coming across me for the first time, kindly click the subscribe button. And by the time you listen and get some value, some information, some gist from this blog, I'd like you to please click the like button. You know that thumbs up button you see? Click on it, because that's what will make it possible for others to see it as well, to watch it the way you're watching it. And subscribe. YouTube had told me that 85%, as of yesterday, the information is that 85% of the people who listen or watch my videos have not subscribed yet. So please, if you're one of those, kindly subscribe. Thank you so much. Let's go on with this. You know, Buhari has made it clear. I mean, he directly told us that one of the reasons for this Naira redesign, scarcity of note, is that he got information that a lot of governors have stashed away billions of Naira in 500 and 1,000 Naira denominations that they will use to bribe people during this election. Even if the people of Nigeria who have insisted there must be a change, even if they refuse to take money from these people, the INEC officials, the thugs that are ready to die for anything, will be ready to take the money. So Buhari has decided that the money will not be available for them to use to rig elections this time. So this earth-shaking news came out on why Buhari is really angry with these his friends in APC, his Fulani brothers, and so on. I want to read it clearly so that I don't miss anything. I want to read it, and I want you to please follow me as I read it. It says, for the sake of these two, Buhari will do everything humanly possible within his powers to see that Bola Tinubu doesn't win the 2023 presidential election through the back door. Mind you, through the back door, that he will do everything to make sure. Because according to this writer, he's alleging that Buhari doesn't forgive and that he doesn't forget. Who are the two people? He says because of them, Buhari will not allow Tinubu to win. The two people are Ganduje and El Rufai. Governor El Rufai of Kaduna State and Governor Ganduje of Kano State. You know the one they call Gandola. He was caught stuffing some dollars as bribery money, dollars into his Babariga, his outfit. So people call him Gandola. So because of Gandola and El Rufai, say Buhari will never ever allow them to win this through the back door, to help Tinubu win through the back door. According to the allegations, El Rufai cannot plot a parallel coup against Buhari, gang up with 8 other northern governors to form the infamous G9 governors to betray Buhari and expect Buhari not to fight back as the commander-in-chief of the country. I'm sorry, darling, mommy is busy. I'm sorry. You're coughing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, please. He said Buhari doesn't forgive. He will not forget, and he will not allow them to put Tinubu in power through the back door. He said Buhari likes laughing last, and his dangerous laugh is always the loudest. The man will literally be pinching you and be blowing the area breeze so you don't feel the pain too much. As for El-Rufai, he can rant to the high heavens. Buhari no send. You can see how vocal El-Rufai has become in recent times. This is El-Rufai that kept quiet. He's been supervising. Under his watch, Southern Christians are being slaughtered every day. Southern Christians. The one that really broke my heart was when a woman reported, she said, all the people that killed my husband, they are in a tent there with their cattle. They slaughtered my husband and my son. I know them. I see them. He said, the day the killings were happening, say soldiers were at the checkpoints. They couldn't come to rescue us. He said, a few people ran to the soldiers and said, come and rescue us. These people are killing us. He said, the soldiers said, no, we haven't gotten order from above until we get order from above. So the job of the soldiers is just to stay there and make sure that the militants are protected, that there is no reprisal attack from the villagers. It was under El-Rufai's watch that they asked the people of Southern Kaduna to surrender all their guns. At the initial time that this banditry started, the people were being killed. They armed themselves and said, we must defend themselves. The El-Rufai government said they were making peace move. They want to settle the quarrels, the farmers' headers clashes. And one of the conditions was that everybody should submit their guns. They took guns from all these people in Southern Kaduna. Thereafter, the bandits became well armed and they started slaughtering defenseless people. That's why they've been able to claim as much land as they want. And El-Rufai have been sitting down watching all this. El-Rufai never went to the media to complain. He never ranted about it. El-Rufai was the one that invited chiefs. He said the chiefs and emirs should come to his government house for a meeting. They got to the meeting. They told the Christian chiefs that all of you must come under the emir. They said, no, the way we have done it is the chiefs have their leader, the Christians, we have our own leader as the chief that we all submit to. The Muslims have their emirs they submit to. We cannot submit ourselves to the Muslim emirs. It's not possible. This is how we have lived for many years. On their way home, an ambush was laid and all these chiefs were slaughtered on the road. All of them that came for that meeting. El-Rufai did not go to media houses to go and complain to say they are slaughtering my chiefs. As I'm speaking, except for this Naira redesign that has crippled everybody, people are still being slaughtered in Southern Kaduna. El-Rufai is the governor of Kaduna State. He hasn't raised a voice over it. Now he's raising a voice over Naira redesign and scarcity of notes and how people are suffering. Nigerians have been suffering for the past 8 years. Nigerians have been suffering. Has El-Rufai ever said anything about the sufferings of Nigerians? Suddenly, because Buhari has told them, you cannot use the billions you stashed away to rig elections. They are all running helter-skelter, saying they are running around for the interest of Nigerians. Nigerians cannot be deceived again. We know who have impoverished us. We know who are looting our resources. And we know the people that want us dead so that they remain in power. They can't deceive us now by running around because they are feeling the pinch. They are now realizing that, yes, so they don't really have all the power again to do what they like. Let me continue with the story. Shortly after the 2019 elections, President Buhari started knowing some truth about former President Jonathan and his government. He discovered that almost everything that was sold to him about Jonathan were lies and propaganda. And these were championed by El-Rufai and Tinubu's camp in APC. Despite all the efforts of Buhari's government in trying to indict Jonathan, they couldn't. They just allowed him, and all the alleged threats and misuse of state powers were all discovered to be lies. El-Rufai lied to Nigerians while Tinubu was busy using the media to spread propaganda against Jonathan. But the most shocking of all to Buhari is that Jonathan left government and kept his mouth shut. So Jonathan and Buhari decided to bring Jonathan closer. You know, Jonathan didn't criticize him, wasn't saying anything, he just kept quiet. So Buhari decided to bring Jonathan closer, and he instructed all the security agencies investigating Jonathan and his family to hands off. He instructed EFCC to release the wife's properties back to her. And Buhari stopped criticizing Jonathan in public up to this moment. Buhari became very close friends with Jonathan, and Jonathan became a regular visitor to Aso Rock until the EndSARS happened and the country was thrown into turmoil. Buhari's international ratings depreciated. His performance in government was so down, the country became divided. All these are allegations, but somehow they can explain to us a bit about why all these things happening now are happening. So just bear with me. Jonathan was going around internationally representing Buhari, and Buhari said he needed somebody to reunite the country on all fronts across religious and ethnic and political lines. So as his successor, he said not the North, he doesn't want the North to succeed him immediately, and he felt that Jonathan can succeed him and just rule for 4 years. So he secretly picked Jonathan as his successor and kept it secret for some time. He knew that Jonathan was the person he needed to be in power. Igbos love him. Igbos think that, oh, Jonathan is our man and all that. So the South will accept him. The Yorubas, a lot of them like him. Some like him, but especially Buhari just wanted somebody he could hand over to, and then who will rule for 4 years so that he can shift power back to the North. And he felt Jonathan would be that person. So, and he felt that Jonathan's coming back will kind of heal the nation and say, oh, okay, power has shifted to the south. So Buhari settled for Jonathan and the modalities on how to perfect his plan. He knew that El-Rufai is a product of Atiku Abubakar, and that El-Rufai jumped ship to become loyal to Obasanjo after Atiku brought him into government. And it was Atiku that recommended El-Rufai for the BPE project that they used to sell off government assets. Obasanjo recommended El-Rufai to, I beg your pardon, Atiku recommended El-Rufai to Obasanjo. So Atiku also recommended him as FCT minister to Obasanjo. But at the end of the day, El-Rufai stabbed Atiku and became more loyal to Obasanjo. So according to this writer, according to the allegations, this is who El-Rufai is. So when he was booted out of government, he started his lies using ethnic Fulani as his lying tool, saying that the government of Jonathan was killing Fulanis and all that. That brought him closer to Buhari, because Buhari wants you to, he likes anything Fulani, and he wants to fight for the Fulanis. So the fight of the Fulani people politically, El-Rufai became Buhari's godson, as he was based in Kaduna then, So Buhari and El-Rufai got killed. In the hands of Jonathan's government, El-Rufai was telling that Jonathan was killing Muslims and Fulanis and all that, but all those things were lies. Both El-Rufai and Tinubu camp, they sold all sorts of negative narratives about Jonathan, and Buhari believed them because El-Rufai is Muslim, El-Rufai is Fulani. So when Buhari secretly settled for Jonathan, he decided that he needed to tell El-Rufai about his plan, and asked El-Rufai to keep it secret. Buhari told the APC caretaker chairman, the governor of Yobe, his choice, that they should start making arrangements on Jonathan decamping to APC. The chairman and APC governors then paid Jonathan a visit, if you remember. Then, because it's not working, can you give mommy a time, please? Okay? Okay. Give me some time. Okay. Take it. Thank you. Can you sit down and comb your baby's hair? Mommy is busy.